Hello, hello, hello. Yes, this is your girl, Queen Muhammad. I am filling in for Rich Long. Yes, yes. And oh good, the notifications is going out. Call-in line is open. The call-in line is open. I had if you're wondering why I wear glasses on here, because this is not any, my thing. I'm just filling in for Rich Long, and he's just tickled to hear all this that's going on. So I said, let people get a chance to sound off about things. Um, and I just wanted to show you people my eyes, just so you guys know. Well, I love taking pictures, so I always take pictures without glasses. But if I'm on the camera, it's just the lights are just too much for me, and I don't know. Um, I probably, if I wanted to do more in front of the camera, I probably would have to work on that. So, but at this point in time, it's not a priority to be particularly in front of the camera. So, it's a lot going on. This has been a hectic week. I want to sound off about a couple things. As you know, we've been going through a lot. So my first sound off is I would say the way these companies are treating people. Um, it's very, I don't know. I mean, have you heard? I went through a lot with one of these companies, one of these big retail brands. And it was a horrible experience that I don't want anybody to go through. So, I mean, that's what I'm sounding off about. Customer service, good customer service. I know when I was in a position where I had to work for a company, um, I definitely had to have good customer service. So it, it's just a shame the way people act nowadays at these companies. I was watching one video, and I think it was, I don't know if it was Walmart, but these security guards just beat the mess out of somebody, and they had to break it up. And these were people who work for the store. So it's just getting bad. And then I was watching another video about somebody, it's a lot of things going on at Walmart, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on. Um, I have no idea. But a lot of these companies, it just needs to be a little bit more customer service. Um, or, I don't even know. I don't even know what the solutions are, because this is a very, I would say, highly stressed time. So, a lot of this stuff is to be expected, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Also with Rich Long, um, he's in very much good spirits, so that's good. That's good. And uh, we've been talking about a lot. We've been talking about a lot. If anybody do not know, Rich Long is a transgender male. And if anybody was not familiar with that, just being a watcher or subscriber, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure that you comment and share this video. Yes, we're hoping and we're continuing on representing Rich Long. He's one of the coolest clients, or that I've had. um as people know, we're in a relationship right now, and we're in the process of figuring all that out, if I can say that. So we're in the process of figuring all that out. when I started talking to him was at the beginning of this year, like around January. We just started talking, and not anything crossing the line. It was 100%, you know, 100% um, platonic, and we were just talking about what, like, music and things. Let me see. And then that storm happened. I think that was like in February, and we were talking all through that, just very platonic. And he was in a situation at that time, and it was very platonic. And he was just telling me about him doing beats, and I just thought he was a very funny person, a very charismatic person, and I was just very happy to work with him on a like comedy or something that was more geared towards funny. And but when he came up here, I I I noticed that he had a lot of musical talent. So that's why we started doing songs together, like Grind and the freestyles that we did. So I'm just like, uh I'm sad that this happened. I'm really, really like, it's stressful as fuck. But we keep on pushing through and trying to come give you anything. So let me tell you something. Whatever you want to sound off about, call in. The call in line is open. Um, but I will be talking in between the calls if people call in, because I know this is a busy night, a lot of stuff going on, and I just wanted to, because I'm pretty sure that it's going to be all night long with all of the shenanigans, and probably after this I definitely will be tuning in to see what's going on. I said, let me, before it gets too crazy in these YouTube streets, let me just come on and make, because it's been about a few days. So I said, I don't want to let too much time go by without updating the people about Rich Long. And he's in good spirits. Like I say, he's in good spirits. And um I'm trying to think of another story that I could tell you. Um, the oh yeah, yeah. And people always ask about the song "Unbelievable" with Robert Curry, and how that came to be. Well, as you know, if you go on his page, you can hire him to work with him, and for a feature and everything. And I thought that was a great opportunity. Some people may not, they may not think things like that, but I thought it was a good opportunity. I always thought that he had a great voice, just like every single one of those guys in Day 26. I mean, all of those voices and all of those sounds together is just beautiful. So, and I've always wanted to work with either one of them, but it just so happened that the opportunity came up to work with Robert. So I said, okay. And we communicated and everything. And this is something a little funny. This is something a little funny. I I always tell you guys how it just amazed me, his songwriting skills, because I sent him very little information. I sent him the song. I sent him I sent him the song, and I sent him just the chorus part, right? So I didn't know what he was going to deliver back, but his lyrics, oh my gosh, he hit it out the park. He got the gist of the song. So it was just amazing. And that song is called Unbelievable by myself and Robert Curry. It is out now. It's we put it in the gospel lane because it is really inspirational. It's not really like we're not traditional gospel artists, and I don't know if either one of us is trying to get into that lane, but just to have a project that is in that inspirational lane or whatever, it's just and even doing that, Rich Long was a little bit of the inspiration of getting that together because of this situation. This situation is it's been going on for a long time. It's been going on since September. We've been fighting with this thing. Okay, that was when the guy was coming up to Rich Long and a whole bunch of mess. So and from there all the way almost to February, we've been fighting this thing um, and going through hell and back. You see, Rich Long, he's been getting into this and going through hell and back. Okay, it's been a mess. Guards, have been accused of calling him it, and just a whole bunch of just bullying and stuff. So I just pray that this city has some compassion for people, and I think that's what a lot of the people are just looking for, is just a little bit compassion for somebody who's not really doing anything, living a blue collar lifestyle of working, taking care of their family and their kids and everything, not in no gang or no trap house, no drug deal, no this, no that, no Taj Mahal. And and we're the people to be targeted, to be all this mess. So it's just too much. That doesn't make any sense. And we have to really stand up against that type of that's my sound off. That's my second sound off is just being a little bit more vocal about things that are going on. I kind of changed up the backdrop today because, as you know, I do a lot. I do a lot of working with a lot of people, young, old. So I just try to keep the backdrops to be something that's very neutral. And sometimes I don't have time to switch between this and that. And I'm just praying that Rich Long is able to come and do all of this, and I can be able to continue. I definitely will do the podcast. I definitely will do the podcast. Um, it's I love to get the word out to the people. You know, I love to get the word out to the people. Um, I There's been a lot going on. As you know, we've been doing that series, Surviving Stephen Kotowich, and that's mainly because, and we're going to continue. It just has to be, just to know, we know exactly what we want to talk about, but it's the timing of things, making sure everything is the right timing, because we feel like we have given you guys a lot to to watch and to actually make a good judgment of what's going on. And anybody who was actually there, the time that it was happening, it was freaking, you know, horrifying the way this person manipulated a whole bunch of things. But you can go back and watch that. even when I go through them, I'm like, wow, all of the just unfolding of that. Because when we went into that Surviving Stephen Conowitz series, we didn't even know about the website with all of the students complaining, all of, you know what I'm saying? So it just was hilarious to see that a lot of people had the same sentiments as we were dealing with, which was somebody who was very manipulative. Okay. So it just was very correlating. Now of course, sometimes when you go into these proceedings, the truth is not always at the forefront of the agenda or the outcome. So it's you just can only hope that you present your case and present yourself in a way that is believable, because I mean, that's the only thing I can really say about it. The call-in line is open if you would like to call in. Yeah, so and that's 1-800-743-1179. You can sound off about anything, um, whatever. I just wanted to come live really quickly because it's a lot of stuff going on in these YouTube streets, and I have to continue to put the message out about the injustice that's going on. Even through all of the other stuff that's going on. And like I said in my other video about the topic, because that's pretty much my one and only thing about it. What I said about the topic is I wish everybody well in that situation. And some people are trying to make it a black and I mean not a black and Hispanic thing, and that's crazy. Then some people trying to make it a light and dark thing, and that's even crazier. See, my whole thing is trust and believe. If all those things weren't done, everybody would be in Tasha K's favor. Okay? The trust and believe. It's not a light and dark thing. It's not a black and Mexican thing. It is people admitting that they lied. Point blank, period. So, and then not only that, because people we roast, we this, we that, was saying it's 100% fact. And they knew for 100% fact that these are the truth. They didn't have to say allegedly because they had sources. So, and those sources were reliable. Okay? So that's the difference. Trust and believe. Okay? Trust and believe. If all that wasn't involved in this case here, everybody would be on Tasha K's side, without a shadow of a doubt. But I think that even I have no idea. This is a lot. It's just a lot. Okay? Mm-mm-mm. It's too much in these streets. Too much in these streets. Shoot. Mm-mm. And then, what else do I want to sound off about? How about dating a transgender person? I Like I said, it was something that is new to me. And I don't have a problem with that because I never really considered myself to be like gay or something or anything. Like I've had people interested in me, but I just wasn't, it wasn't nothing with them, but I'm just a very friendly person. So some people may take that as another type of energy. So I've always dealt with that. So I didn't really take it too seriously. Is what I'm saying. And me and that person could still be friends because I really didn't take it that seriously. Like I said, I have a very friendly, nurturing energy, and a lot of people gravitate to that. So I didn't take it as anything, but I just knew at the time that wasn't the road that I was going down. So and when Rich came up here, because like I said, I didn't even know when I was watching this channel, I didn't know. So maybe a lot of people didn't know. He has a lot of family on here, so I know that they knew because if you really, really look into his comments, I mean, and if you look at his first video, go back to his first video, all the way, scroll all the way down to his first video, somebody in there is calling him a female. So, and that's his first video that he posted. So it was all there right in front of your eyes. But I don't feel bad because I didn't even catch it. So so it's easy to because you're not thinking like that. Even if we hear something like that, we might not even have took it in. Um, but yeah. So I didn't don't feel bad. Like I said, I didn't catch it either. So and I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't have a clue. And until maybe like a day or two before he came up here. And I'm like, um, it was on April Fool's Day. And that's crazy because people, a lot of people was making pranks that day. A lot of people was saying things that wasn't true. So it really took a long time for that to sink in that he was actually telling the truth about that because I was like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what to say because I didn't even really know anything about it. And so that's a good thing that he's uh, being very open and out there with the people because it really gives people a chance to to know someone instead of just seeing things from a distance. You actually get to know someone that is a transgender person. You get to ask questions. People's kids may be asking questions as far as, you know, what's this and what's that. You never know. He's not a person that ever was trying to push that on anybody. And that's why it took him getting arrested. So blame the man for that as well. For us to have to present this to everybody, and and that was nothing that he led with in his channel. It was strictly on uh his journalism of, especially the Mo 3. That's what a lot of people were here for because Mo 3 has a huge fan base and they're very um, dedicated to him. And Rich Long was one of those people. So he was invested in solving the case and or talking to people about it, being a listening ear, giving his thoughts on it. And I was here because I liked a lot of the spiritual stuff that he was talking about. I really didn't know any of those people that he, any of those, any, I didn't know any of those people I didn't know Mo3. Every name that he talked about, I really didn't know him because there's no disrespect, because I live on the East Coast, and now he's seeing while he's here, coming from Texas, that you don't even hear about those people. You don't even hear those people on the radio. I mean, it's only a few Southern artists that peek through on the radio up here. So it's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different way we rap. It's just a whole different everything. So it was good that he came here because he was able to tap into that. Um, and it was we were able to tap in and do some freestyles and stuff like that, and that's really like a East Coast thing, where we just take beats and just everybody put their little spin to it or whatever. It's like passing it around, and that's what we did. So I was, we were just going and doing that, and that really sharpens your skills for when you're trying to put your project out. Um, Myself produced a lot of the songs. Stop Asian Hate, Grind, and a lot of songs. Produced the freestyles. Yeah, so Rich Long, he wants to get into all of that type of stuff. He's one of those individuals that can do a lot of things, so he's always busy, like myself. So during the time he was up here, before this happened, you guys were seeing just him, and like I said numerous times, we didn't have any type of control over what he said or what he did on this channel. He didn't converse with us first, and he didn't ask. He did, and that made it so authentic because it wasn't scripted. It was just right off of his dome of his feelings, and that's one thing. When we got together, that was one thing I really wanted him to just know, that I don't want anything to do with your channel as far as your creative with it. You do whatever. Because people may think that, but I tried to stay as out the way, even when he was doing lives at home or here. um, I really tried to stay out of the way, whether I was doing producing or working with another client. I really just try to stay away, and just give people their space to do them. I did not want, plus I definitely understand how people who build an audience, how they feel when that person makes transitions in their life. So you just may lose a lot of people just off those transitions, because some people, they like, oh, well, I wanted you to be with so and so, and I like this scenario. I don't know what's going on with this. Well, be careful of the music industry and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta just fight all of these barriers, and especially when you're coming from somebody. But my whole thing is, I just think it got lost in translation, because the person who was actually doing all of the things to him, that situation was the thing that was really stressing him to no end. It wasn't, and things with us may have just been a trickle down effect from all of that was going on. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, just scroll down to Rich Long. It's titled I Never Thought I Would Say This, but I hope my wife burn in hell. And I just he did not. It sounds funny. I didn't know he was going to title it that. But it was something that just happened, and he just went on live. He didn't, and then something else just happened when he was sitting on the bed in that brown sweater. Something had just happened, and he just went live. So he really didn't deep dive into it and say, okay, I'm now going to talk about my wife and make it a whole big, bash her channel. But when things happened, that was his immediate thing, to just go live and just vent about it and that. So like I said, it, I didn't have anything to do with that. How we got all the way here is strictly because of a situation that has landed Rich Long unjustly in prison. Okay? It does not make sense. So now I'm about to sound off about this. And if you want to call in and sound off yourself about anything that's going on, you can call in 1-800-743-1179. It's open topic. We're just sounding off. I'm just sounding off. So, as we know, this all started back from a Karen. Okay? I told this story a million times. I was actually meeting Rich in the car, and I stopped to the store beforehand. And these are the Asian stores owners, the one that I showed you that was harassing Rich, leaning in his car and everything. So I was short about 10 cents, 5 cents, or whatever. And I came back and I gave him extra just for his time. I went right there, came right back. By the time I get back, Rich is out front, and this crossing guard is there, and it's just very harassing. I can hear her. It's just very harassing. So I get in the car. We have the windows halfway rolled. We got it rolled up halfway. So this person goes now behind us, on the corner behind us, very safe distance, not in anybody's eye line, decides to go to cat a corner to be looking right in our car. Okay. Then on a very hot September day, we rolled our windows all the way up in a hot car to get further away from Karen. Okay. Karen's right there, calls the police. And while we're sitting there still with the windows rolled up, never got out of the car, never approached Karen, never should have just rode away from Karen. That would have been the safest thing. It would have saved Rich Long 3 months in prison. So the cops roll behind Rich Long, and Rich Long does not talk to them because he has no reason to talk to them because he's not doing anything. Okay? He just goes to sit on the porch. Karen, now they just, do whatever, and they give Rich a ticket. About a week or two later, the landlord and everybody's just it's just harassing me to no end. And now that's why we have veered away from Karen and to Mr. Kotowich, is because Karen's not even doing that. Karen's not texting my phone. The cops are not texting my phone. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else but Mr. Kotowich, who thought it was befitting to text my phone numerous of times about a fire that he never seen. Actually, it was a situation where he came actually the next day after nothing happened. Okay, a grease spill. Okay, but he sets full on fire, and he was here the next day. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. So we need to hold these people accountable. We know in this realm, he never will be, but you know, it is what it is. So, like I said, so I'm not trying to. I'm going to deep dive in another live. I'm not going to go deep into Stephen Kotowich, and that's a whole nother story. But he was harassing, and so was a lot of the people, obviously, that he was associated with and talking to. Now, all of this commotion, all of this silliness, all of this everything. Now, he has taken his life through changes as well on this line, acting a fool, calling in, writing in. I didn't even tell you guys that they, emailed me, told me he was going to make a surviving series on me. This is the person that these Black people are caping for, and I'm supposed to cape for as well. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just going to tell what's going on, and my whole thing is the lead attorney. He was saying that everybody goes to court and lie, but I mean, come on now. I think even in this situation, that a lot of that judgment was wasting the court's time. So my whole thing is, when you go to the court and say somebody has not paid you in 6 months, okay, since the middle of the year, okay, you should have to back that up. I mean, come on, you should have to back that. Somebody should not come with, that means you're senile. You have dementia. Like, we have to really, really deep dive into things that you don't remember. So we're supposed to believe somebody that either lied or don't have a good memory. Okay, but that just because they have that, now all of a sudden we're just gonna take anything they say at face value. No matter if they can't remember, if it's a lie, whatever. Come on, we can't be doing that. It's silly. So, but anyway, we'll deep dive into him on another day. That was just all the stupidest thing I've ever. This is the silliest thing that I've ever had to deal with in my life. It's stressful. Don't get it twisted. It's very stressful. Very stressful, and it's expensive. That's why we always asking for donations. That's why we always asking for you guys to because it's expensive. Not only having to feed yourself, but you want to call and reach out to your loved ones. You want to have time to, you know what I'm saying? You want to get extra things like books. You want to get your personal items. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So, and everything in there is just, it costs. So that's why we wouldn't be asking you for anything if we thought that we had an inkling that he was guilty. That we wouldn't be wasting your time. Rich Long is innocent, 100% innocent. And I'm so happy that that a lot of people decided to know that right off the bat, even though we got vindication when the detective Martella let us know that it was Karen's BFF that was standing right next to Karen when Karen called the cops. Son, a black lady sent her black son. Isn't that crazy for Karen? You know, to terrorize us to no end. Like these people just did all of these things and have no, just like da 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 da. No, 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 no. That's crazy. Okay? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Mm-mm. No, and then which leads to that. So Karen's BFF, black lady sends her black son. They, to shoot in a school zone, and all of those people are not arrested, but Rich Long is arrested. Come on now. We were minding our business. He was in the house relaxing, sleep. This dude knocked on the door, talking about who called who a B. But he's out, and Rich Long is going through hell and back, who was minding his business house. You know, then to add insult to injury, when Rich Long keep pressing for them to arrest the guy who put his hands on him, they come in here the next morning with a battering ram. Okay? Had us guns drawn. And then take him right to an elementary school, as you saw. It's all there. So we don't trust a lot of people's judgments in this whole situation. So we don't get any justice. We would not be surprised. We're not, And then the first time we went to the court, as I'm sitting there waiting for everything to happen, one of the clerks come up to me, and she has this clipboard in her hand, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, come on over here." So I go to the door, and she's like, "Yeah, this the next court date is December 6th, and if they don't show up, because mind you, this person's not even showing up, but I showed you pictures of them still in the neighborhood. They're not even showing up to court. And Rich Long is going through hell and back, but we're not supposed to believe. But anyway, if they don't show up this time, it's going to, it's going to get dismissed. And what happened when we came on December 6th, okay, was that he did not show up again, and it was pushed all the way back until February almost. Okay, so my thing is, why would you tell somebody's family that, lady? If you didn't know, all you have to do is escort me out and say, person didn't show up, I'll see you on the 6th. That's it. Adding that extra information, and then when the 6th came and gone and that didn't happen, like, who do we go, and complain about this? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous. Y'all just saying anything, just doing anything. It's just what plantation are we on here? Because this is not, come on, this is crazy. All for what, to be honest? My thing is, all that manpower and all that overthinking and covert action work could be done to help. I mean, come on. let an alert happen first. You know what I'm saying? Not word of mouth and all this other he said, she said, and no evidence and no proof. And people really antagonizing to no end and bullying somebody to no end. And then when somebody cuss them the hell out, they sit up there and play a victim. Ha! Please. Please. So no. So we're sounding off on a lot of people who need to be sounded off on. Yeah, so going to make a damn so we got vindication when Detective Martella, when he said that when he told me that who that guy was. So all this time, 2 stints in jail, and it led right back to Karen, which we said from day one, right? Because Karen wasn't there the day he got arrested. I told you that happened like a week before, week or two before, week and a half before. But how a week and a half later, we still pinpointed right back to Karen. You want to know why? Because our lives wasn't that hot before we encountered Karen. So we knew that it had something to do with a vicious person who couldn't go about their business when they were there, and they couldn't go about their business after the situation was over. Okay? Facts. So we're not going to feel no type of way, no, none at all. The truth will prevail. And coming to somebody's home on some mess is ridiculous. Then running up on them the next day, the same exact person, Karen BFF son. Come on now. And Karen, and the only reason why we already knew that it was her, Karen BFFs, because in the police, in the video, surveillance video, she's right there with him pointing out our house. Like, come on. It's cameras all up and down this block, so they already knew who to get. So yeah, we felt very vindicated because we said that it had to have something about that Karen. How could we know? Because they thought that we was going to see a black face and then not equated to Karen at all, thinking that we're not in nothing with nobody. Okay. So yeah, if our lives get very hot all of a sudden when we just had some encounter with some crazy Karen, yes, we're going to directly equate it to Karen. But like I said, none of these people are arrested. But they have all the whole case in front of them. They refuse to do the right thing. Made us go through the whole process of this person not even showing up, acting like they're going to be giving him all types, like they giving him a deal or a break. What are you giving? He is the victim. That's why I said whatever. Sometimes you just gotta, whatever. Do whatever, at this point in time, because it's not nothing logical happening here. So you tell me and we go from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because nothing logical is happening. Rich Long should have been out. And the thing about it is he has been to court in the meantime and asked for that house arrest to be lifted. And they said no. Okay? So we're not supposed to believe. Okay? So if he's released out, why would it be so hesitant about lifting the house arrest if that wasn't a trap from the beginning? And he didn't know. He didn't know. He'd never been on no type of house arrest before. So he didn't know, what it entailed. And they got him in that trap. Like I said, he did not talk to to me beforehand or anybody. So not that I would have gave him any legal advice because that's not the case. I just would have let him know that this landlord has already, because he really didn't, he was dealing with a lot of stuff outside with these bullies and everything, and I really was tapped out. I was really dealing with Mr. Conowich inside, so it was like coming all angles where I mean, who could have a rational thought. And then when he gets upset, y'all sit up there try to put him in some type of what? Like, come on now, come on. Who could have a clear thought with all of that craziness going on? The neighbors, the this, the that. They couldn't live 2 seconds of their lives without having to figure out how can they interject, how can they come over and talk, how can they, it just was ridiculous. Like, grown people don't have their own lives. Nobody, we got things going on. Nobody has time to sit there. Now all of these people got a life and want all this privacy. That's so funny? This is so funny. This is hilarious. Now everybody got a life and want all this privacy and quietness and this and that. Oh, for real? For real? Because when I wanted you away from me, y'all could figure that out. Nobody could figure that out, how to make that happen without, just being a bugaboo every 2 seconds. Nobody. Now, all of a sudden, these same exact people will come up to me after they done did everything to lock my partner up, okay? And now they got a life. Now they figured out how to get their own things popping off, and then they get the nerve to tell me, can you respect my privacy? So this is saying, how much restraint and the God's word and that I have, dealing with these people. Then I told you about the cop, a girl at this Rite Aid put her hands on me, and which is completely unacceptable. Okay? Completely unacceptable. Okay? And we got into a tussle about it. Now, mind you, they're so worried about that part, but that's not a crime. The crime is somebody putting their hands on you or invading your space. Okay, that's a crime. They don't. That's not even in their cap. That's not. We got to tell you about the store policy. We got to tell you about what you need to have done better to not. No, 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 no. We're gonna tell you better, because I know she got some injuries. Excuse me. Like, I don't give a shit about that. They're trying to really like scare me. Like, okay, we can arrest you because this person may got X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, oh no, I don't. Stop with the games. I mean, if that's the case, then that's going to be the case, because you're not going to make me believe in the upside down world, which I told you, early on, that I'm supposed to look past somebody putting their hands on me and you wouldn't react the same way or worse. Okay? Let's stop playing games. Please don't nobody test the theory. Please. Don't nobody test the theory. But I mean, in reality land, we could just go from past cases and see that did not end well for the other party, and nobody sat and thought about anything. You know what I'm saying? So, but we're supposed to have all this restraint if somebody's attacking us. That doesn't make any sense. Like, they really, really expect us to be sitting ducks out here. Come on now. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. And that's what type of environment. And they always say, let's work together. I'm telling you how we can work together. When somebody calls you for help, come and help. Stop always harassing somebody that I'm sounding off. I'm sounding off. And it's I was thinking about some solutions and stuff like that. And I would love. So this is not, I'm just because somebody's sounding off about something, it doesn't mean that it's their opposition as far as, some things can just be worked out with a conversation. So I've extended an olive branch. I would love for a police officer to get on the line here. Call in 1-800-743-1179. Um, and like I said, when I was there, they was very respectful and everything. And then, when I called back to check up on it a week later, that detective, Vaughn, um he didn't even go to the store to watch the video. And I'm like, okay, and then got catty, and then said he another officer. And I'm like, come on now, this is getting ridiculous. So I'm just don't I do not expect any type of justice for people who just turn a blind eye, because then I remembered that was the exact same thing Rich Long was trying to get accomplished, and it landed him. Okay, so that's the name. Is that the name of the game? You know, don't what is it? What is it? I don't know. I can tell you something rotten in the cotton. Okay, that's all I think I can tell you. Um, some very strange things. It's like wayward pines. Okay, that's all I'm saying. It's like wayward pines. It don't make any sense. People just get to shoot in the school zone, and that's all ignored. That's looked aside and everything. They can just walk somebody who they just deemed a fugitive that they had to bust up with a battering ram, ate something in the morning, boom, like it. Oh my God! I don't know if that ever happened to you. Thank God that we weren't naked like that lady. Thank God that we weren't, fatally like Breonna Teller. Thank goodness. You don't know how that is, for having somebody, doing all that craziness time and time and time and time again. But we don't believe that these people can figure out how to get back to the source that actually is the problem, which was a newsy Karen that tried to make my life a living hell, because she could not mind her business when nobody was approaching her at all. Okay, in typical Karen fashion, she got closer to the situation. We were the ones actually in danger, as you see. As you see. So we're not going on, I don't feel no type of way about anything. Nothing. If everybody would have acted a, a, a regular way, we would not have not ended up here. Asian store owners leaning in the car, that's not normal. Okay? Karen calling the police on somebody that is not approaching them in any way. They actually rolled up their windows to get away from you in your badgering and banter and harassment. That's not normal. And then in the same breath say, I'm scared. That's not normal. Okay? Walking up to people you don't know, trying to talk to them crazy, and then call them crazy when they cuss you out to no end. That's not normal. Doing all that and being with the people who harass my family to no end, to their own detriment, because like I said, this is a very mixed neighborhood. So why would you in your silly selves want to put a black face on a crime so heinously as this, when you know that y'all all have orchestrated this? Why didn't you allow all these other groups that orchestrated, had all this stuff to do with it? Why didn't you allow them to be the face of it? Why do we always get bamboozled? But anyway, that's all not normal. Well, that is normal. Us getting bamboozled and being the face of the things that 1,000 people that don't look like us is behind. That is very normal. Okay. But what is not normal is that, like I said, this is something, and oh my gosh, I didn't even know I've been on here for an hour. Yes, I'm sounding off. I'm sounding off today. I haven't sounded off in 2022. So please do not believe that I am not still thoroughly upset about this whole thing. Like I said, they made every excuse not to arrest somebody that put their hands on me, but then uh, uh, harassed Rich to no end, who actually has never put his hands on anybody in this entire situation. D. Watson say justice for Rich Long. Yes, yes, yes. We are keeping him in prayer. Um, this is crazy, and I'm just happy you guys have been rocking with us. As you see, it's been up, down, round and round, uh, being harassed by ravenous racists, coming on the line and really just showing their true colors, and me having to persevere through all of that. This neighbor, like I said, who approached me multiple times. After Rich Long got arrested falsely, they're going to approach me on the street now, saying that the dogs are walking up the steps too loudly. And the only thing they're doing is going up 20 steps to get water at the top. So this is what I'm saying. This is silly. This is silly to that's not normal. Okay, let me just start with that one. That's not normal. These people don't act normal. And that's the whole point here. I would never get into anybody's business like that. That's crazy. Some people say that these people have an agenda, agent-like behaviors. Who knows? My whole thing is, as I'm living this, okay, I can just tell you, when he leaned up in the car, the Asian store owner, he did just like this, leaned right in Richard's passenger side, and smiled and leaned back. And when he leaned up in the car, I'm just like, I didn't know what was going on. That just it just so, like I said, I don't want to hear anything about any of these people pretending about anything. I hope they don't, because you a bully one minute and then you a world Oscar winning actor the next. Don't acting like you scared, acting like you're fearing for your life. Don't it, please stop. As bold as these people were acting, you don't lean into somebody's car. Oh, and the neighbor girlfriend admitted it. Yes, she said, because that's what they tried to run up on me a couple of times, and I'm like, are you crazy? Like, you don't even know. First of all, you haven't even been here the whole time. And then she said, oh yeah, I have been here. I said, okay, invisible cloak, we haven't seen you the whole year. Now we only seen you a month ago. I don't know, but you sitting up here telling me you know every blow by blow of what's going on. You're talking more than the guy, so you don't think that that he has that you're here to be his bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? See, I had it the other way around, but no, he brought you in after the whole situation went down to be Leon Spanks, and all of a sudden, you're in my face and he's in ours. Come on now, stop playing games. We're too grown for this. We're too grown for that. Get a clue. for one thing. Get a clue. Get out of grown folks' face in business you don't even know. I mean, these are the scared people. These are the people that's pretending to be scared, and all of the name calling and stuff. Please, please. I, see, my whole thing is these people play games. So I always want to keep that to the forefront of everything. Yes, we have music, and yes, we have this, but that's just to let you guys know how talented Rich is. He's a very talented person. You guys know he can make you laugh. He's a comedian. He's great musician. He does a lot of his music fresh off the dome. So we just very much miss him. As you see, he has friends writing in, supporters calling in. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a road. It's been a road that nobody should have to go through. This is crazy. As you see, I've lost weight. And you talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna fatten you back up and all this other stuff. I don't know about all that. I mean, I'm not trying to, because as you get older, a little weight do make you look a little bit youthful. You don't want to be too skinny or whatever when you get a little bit older or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I may. It depends. I'm not consciously thinking about it, so I'm not consciously trying to lose weight right now. I'm like, I was just very stressed out, um, very stressed out to no end with this situation, and then going to court with Mr. Kotowich, going here, going there, all of this stuff, and then having people be aggressive, on the line. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then, as you can see on my Instagram page, Mama Bear Queen 215, still running a business, still having artists, still trying to produce music, still trying to put music out damn near every month. It just was a lot. It just was a lot. And I stand behind every project that we put out. It's not, you know, we try our best, and I feel like we do. We push the envelope to the next level. Speaking of that, uh, the freestyle that I did, keep on moving. I know I told you I was going to talk about that. Um, yeah, I don't know how I just kept singing that song like over and over one day or one week. It's like maybe a couple weeks ago, and I was just singing the song. I don't know if I maybe, oh yeah, maybe I think I was watching like maybe a documentary on Karen Wheeler, and it was very interesting to see the ups and downs and ebbs and flows of that group. Um, and it's Soul to Soul. That's the name of the group. And Karen Wheeler is nobody can sing those songs. I know they had different artists be the front um, person, and a lot of artists like myself, that's what we'll do. We'll just, a band is hiring for a front singer. I mean, even I have been, I think, wanting to audition. I think it was an opening for Peaches and Herb. You know what I'm saying? So it's like little groups like that. I know. Um, it was a lot of little things. So those groups, they always have revolving members and stuff. So she did a little bit of time at I'm trying to think. It just like I said, um those groups, they always have interchangeable singers and stuff like that. So I just love Karen Wheeler. I love her voice. Um none of those singers could match up to her. And I think she wrote them songs, so that makes a big difference sometimes when you know the concept, the initial concept that was your thoughts when you wrote the music. So shout out to that. Shout out to Soul to Soul. I don't know if they'll ever hear it. I do a lot of freestyles. I don't know if the people will ever hear them, and that's really not the point. The point is to try to. I mean, if they do that's right, and they take it in a positive way. Usually, most people do because that's the culture nowadays. We just always jumping on somebody's beat, just to. But that song just came to my head, and I was singing it, singing it, singing it, and I said, okay, let me just try to write to it. And I listened to the whole instrumental. They have the instrumental on right here on YouTube, and I listened to the whole instrumental, and I said, okay, wow, I forgot about this ending part here that had all of the strings and the violin. And so I said, okay, well that part, that section there will be perfect to do this freestyle. And thank goodness it was under a minute, and that's the only thing I really wanted to do was a minute worth. So it was perfect, and I said, okay, because the way the song is, I think that's like the bridge part. That's not really like a very popular section of the song. When you think of that song. So that's why I said, okay, I wanted to work with that because it's a little bit of reminiscent of the song, but it's not like you're competing with the parts that everybody knows already. You understand what I'm saying? So, because sometimes when you're doing, I'm not gonna give away too much. I do have lessons, vocal lessons, and things like that. We have a lot of customized services, so everything that you would need, we have here. I worked with a rapper here in Philly, like for about all the beginning month of this, because not only do we manage artists, we do spot on things. So maybe an artist will call us and want to hire us for, they need, you know security or girls um or cameramen, or camera people, videographers, stuff like that. So a lot of artists, they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to have time to be obligated to somebody 24/7, 365. So they'll just hire somebody to handle all that and be, the person who does all that. And so that's what they come to Mad Pop Records for. People who are not managed by us. So, they know the job will get done. And also the mass of network that we already have. So a lot of people we already deal with, we already have connections with, and we know that they do a stellar job. So that's the another main thing of coming to Mad Pop for those type of things. So yeah, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I was working with an artist right here in Philly, um, just getting him girls for his stage performance. And I interviewed so many people. And made it happen. I have my team on it. We have of course, people like videographers and stuff like that, especially in the city. We call our networking people first. And then if they're booked and busy, then we can kind of branch out from there, as long as we know what the artist budget all around budget is. So when you come to us with those type of projects, you want to have your budget available. But we'll talk about that if it's something that you would like to to connect with us on. We definitely make it happen. That's why we can be it is something about doing a great job. Good work and good news don't travel as fast. Okay. So having myself and my team, well, mostly myself, um, be in this business for 20 plus years, and you don't hear my name all over the internet in a this and that and these and those. That's something to hold your head up high about as well, because um, trust me, if it was bad things to say, people would be saying them. And I'm not talking about my personal life, because I'm talking about business, because that's really what I'm here representing. Anybody can say anything in your personal life, and that's why that situation with that girl that Tasha K and interviewed, it wasn't going to go anyway. It was like DOA, because and a lot of people tuned out because of it, because I mean, anybody can rise to any heights. And then some old Joe Schmo that don't know you now, don't know you in a business setting, and can't believe that you leveled up, going to talk about some old stuff from the script squad. Like, we don't care. It didn't matter. It's ridiculousness is what it was. So and I'm just one of many who thought that. So it's not personal. It just was an instant, like, nah, this is not going to and so people saying, oh yeah, I don't believe that I just not going to go into that narrative. When we start going into delusional, that it has something to do with race or her color or nothing, because I guarantee you, and I'm going to end on this, because I know that this was a night that that I know she was going live. So I know that the internet is probably on fire with a lot of videos. So I just want to throw in my 2 cents and actually have Rich's channel open during this time. And just to have it open if you guys wanted to call in. But I do know that it's a lot going on. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. So I'm happy for the people who tapped in and checked in on Rich Long. Um, like I said, I did that live. I mean, I did that freestyle. I wrote it, and I'm in with the Tasha K thing, and then I'm going to. But let me finish this up first. When I wrote it, I know she says a part of in the song about hiding myself. I hide myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where I really wanted to go with that freestyle. I wanted to go with that because that's very, that's like a real good line. You know what I'm saying? So I said, okay, well, I'll make it around that. And as I'm writing it, and as I'm finished with it, I saw that wasn't really in it at all. And because then another part that she always talks about is the sun rays. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to now incorporate that, the sun rays and stuff like that, and so I kind of threw that in there a couple times, and then I really wanted to end off with something big because I heard all those strings coming in. It just was a well thought out freestyle. You can go check it out. It's Keep On Moving freestyle by myself. And you can stream Rich Long's entire catalog, which is 24 hours to respond, grind, stop Asian hate, Black Heart, and The Realist, featuring Sancho Dalla. And I really, really, really wanted to work with Sancho Dalla. We were in talks, and talks and talks. And things fell through. I mean, as they do in this business. I just if he's still looking for management, I'm just gonna put the word out for him. He's a great artist, as you heard him on The Realist with Rich Long. I would love for him to come here, and I still do. But I'm just putting it out there that this person needs to be looked at. He's a great artist, and I would love for him to come to Mad Pop. And we were talking, and I was praying and hoping that that was going to happen. And if anybody's unfamiliar with uh, Sancho Dalla, he is also a transgender male from out of, I think, Dallas, Texas. I don't want to get it wrong. Out of Dallas. And he did the song The Realist with Rich Long. So the song, I love it. The song, it's a bop. It's a bop. It's a bop. Rich Long with his mellow tone, and then you get Rich with Sancho Dalla with all his rhythm and different type of wordplay, and his vocals, and then to end off with those with those mellow tones of Rich. The song just came together the way it needed to come together, and I thank Sancho Dalla for being on that project. um it's I love it. So I'm just putting it out there to the managers that I know, and just letting people know that he is somebody to keep an eye on. I would love for him to come to Mad Pop, and but I know how it is. A lot of people have. I'm not saying that's his situation. Please, don't say that. But I'm not silly to know that I am a woman in a male-dominated, not only industry, in a male-dominated world. You know what I'm saying? So I have to. I know the burdens I have to bear. So I don't have a problem with that because I don't have a choice in that. So I just, like every other woman, we got to keep pushing. We got to keep moving. And that brings me on to my last point, which is just finishing up with this Tasha K. I hope that I don't know what was said. I did not try to go live the same time, but I went live a little bit after a time that she said she was going live. So I really didn't catch what was going on. I mean, I'm very curious to see what's going on, but I wanted to have this channel open just so we can have an active place for anybody wanting to sound off that may not even be tapped into that. A lot of people are not tapped into that. So I thank people for still rocking with Rich Long and saying justice for Rich Long. Um, but yeah, I really don't have an opinion about that. That is, people have deep rooted opinions, and some people's opinions are never going to change, and that's okay. Um, People are allowed to do that, but I think pushing this, black women wear coons, please. Because we don't just turn a blind eye to a whole bunch of mess and just call things as it is. you know, a lot of times people don't understand that that's the problem with why people don't want to work with women, right? Because they think we're too emotional and we can't see things clearly. Okay, so when people can call things clearly, that is a woman, instead of you can just tell it comes from such a vitriol place, and I'm like, dang, did this person steal your man? Did this person, what did this person do that whoo, they must please let me know. Please let me know, because I can't, I don't see it. This is the same man. I didn't see what I was doing or Rich Long was doing, and look. So I maybe I don't see that other. Maybe I got to skew eyes of things. So let me know, what is this person done? To gain all of this vitriol. It cannot be because I don't know. I have no idea. You know what it is? It's like little clicks, I think. I really do believe like it's little clicks, and just because this person is connected to X, Y, and Z, so we can't be cool with them. So that's like I said, that's all well good and fine, but still you lose a little bit of credibility with that as well. You know what I'm saying? When somebody's going to um see somebody who just calls it straight. It doesn't matter whether they're a woman, a man, they can call it right down the line. I mean, that is respected. And that's why you can be in the business for 20 plus years and your, like I said, reputation precedes you, and not a whole lot of BS preceding you, and especially not things that directly affect your credibility. So good luck with that, each and every one of you. Um, whatever works for you, then go ahead on and do it. But I think that pushing a narrative that women are not pushing. Nobody is a supporter of Cardi because she's, because of her race or whatever. That really has little to do with it. And it's just the type of music that we like. I mean, that's just it right now. That's just it. Like, and it's no disrespect to the hard spitters, because I, you know, but a lot of people like that pop type of sound. A lot of people like that, you know, and Cardi delivers that. So, and my thing is, I mean, it's not anything exclusive. Other people could be doing it as well. But it's something that she can hear that. So we love it. We love it, is what we're saying. We get to bop to it, we get to dance, and we get to really not think too hard about a whole bunch of stuff. It's just, oh yeah, got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just zone out to it and relax. That's why people like her, and that's why people, it's not about what you're thinking about. And that's why I said, if you're somebody's thinking about something else, then that's probably something else. Okay, it's not where a lot of people are, where they just take it and they don't put a lot of thought into it. It's just like, okay, it's a little bop. Okay, I'm out. I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some people are really like festering a long time and really mull over. They can't get past it. So I don't know what that is. So I'll just sit back and I'll just continue to let you guys know what's going on here on Keeping People Real TV, and try to stay out of. I know the lead is going to be right up in it. Yes, I know he's going to be keeping us informed. So that last video was my one and only on this situation, and we'll just see what I mean, unless something really, really, really happens, like they get into a fist fight or something, then yeah, we gonna have to come back on. But you know, if it's just some more of this, then with so much we got going on, it's hard to really, really tap in. We just wish everybody well, and and I would hope, because I'm going to go watch this and see what's going on, because I know somebody's talking about it at this point in time. It's been an hour and a half, almost 2 hours since I know that she said she was going live. So let me see what the news feed is talking about. But if I don't tap back in, it's just, I mean, the case is won, unless it's appealed or whatever. Then I mean, it's case closed at this time. The jury has came and deliberated. You know, so there's nothing else we can do at this moment in time but congratulate Cardi for her win. So congratulations, Cardi B. Um, Rightfully so. And I hope you don't get swept up in, I mean, people who just have a way of just looking at things, which is very diplomatic and everything, is you know, they're not going to just sway and not going to just say, okay, well, now I'm just going to turn a blind eye and just follow somebody into the abyss. You know what I'm saying? No, that's, they're going to always have a critical mind. So just, you know, stay in that lane and not all, you know, even going back and forth with anybody that just, you can tell from the gate they have, you know, a lot of built up energy in their hearts. And that's the, you know, misery love company. So we're not going to, um, you know, we need them bops, and we don't need, you know, and it's not upside the head with a shoe. All right. So we love everybody and we wish everybody well. Um, we pray that everybody bounce back, and and you know, the internet's going to do what it do. So you know, it is what it is on that point in time. But I gave my 2 cents. I gave my 2 cents, which is, I tried to be fair, tried to keep it right down the middle and tell it like it is. I have not been one of the people that have been every waking minute. I mean, and knowing every detail. I came in kind of late, and but it was the greatest parts because it was all of the theatrics. So we were able to really, really get a kiki off of that. And check out Unbelievable. Make sure you go stream all of Rich Long's catalog, and make sure you go stream Unbelievable. I'm gonna leave off with this because I wanted to say something funny about that situation. Oh, I definitely gotta go. That's Rich. Yes. All right, I got to go, guys. This is Rich. Um, Funny thing about Robert Curry, the song he did a phenomenal job, and we're very grateful to working with him. And we definitely stream Unbelievable by myself and Robert Curry. Very inspirational. It's about, all right. Until next time.